Right, hi. I'm just going to summarize the last couple of questions that might have been cut off the stream. I'm already getting dropped frames. I really should go, like, sit in the living room to do this, probably. Haha. So, butts will not be ranked. They're all special and unique and different. If you don't get the book on Unbound, assuming it gets 100% funded, it will be available in places like Amazon. I can't guarantee what numbers will be available, but part of what we're trying to fund on Unbound is enough to do a big production run that will be available other places. Right. Let me look for other questions. Sorry about that. Can we have a link to the page in the chat? I've done that. Did Waluigi's butt make it into the book? I'm gonna leave that a surprise. Things to look forward to. I don't want to tell every butt that's in this book yet. Will there be any talk of Bowsette and or a range of butts presented in fan art? As a fan art only character, I feel iffy about including them because they don't actually appear officially in any video game. So that's not a thing I'd like to do, really. Depending on how successful the book is, would you ever think of making a sequel of character butts beyond video games? I've thought about it. We'll see how the first book goes. Video games are the medium that I know the best and that have the scope that feels most doable for this kind of book. We'll see. I want to see how this book does and how it's received before I think about any future books, but nothing's off the table. Crazy Girl Epic. I'm here with zero context. What on earth did you write? I wrote a book about video game character butts with, like, pictures of the butts and then reviews of the butts and why they're interesting. It's a very weird thing that I did. I hope that that's an interesting thing you've stumbled upon. Right. St. Crimson 667. That's good because I'd love the book for a Christmas present. I'll say this. It's unlikely to be available on places like Amazon in stores before this Christmas. It might have to be a next year gift for yourself if you are waiting for it to show up in other places, just because of books take a while to, like, get through the pipeline and exist in the world. Will there be any monstrous or inhuman butts? Totally, there are some monster butts. I'll give you an example. Puka from Dead Space 2. The sort of fused amalgam of people monster. That butt gets discussed. That's an inhuman monstrosity butt. Let's see. The Mudkip dude says, well, technically concept art included sort of Bowsette. Yeah, but that's Japan-only concept art that didn't make it into the game itself. This is not butts of concept art. This is butts of video games. Yeah, is there ever such a thing as too many butts? Nah, butts are... they're good, light-hearted fun. They're the area of nudity that people go, nah, silly. Butts are just a good, light-hearted laugh. There's nothing particularly malicious about them, generally. Right, is regular Bowser's butt in it? Yes, I wrote about Bowser's butt today. I did a lot of research about lizards with detachable tails to write about Bowser's butt. That's a hint in what direction I'm going with that. So yeah, there we go. I think I'm on top of the questions for now, so I'm going to stay in the chat for a minute and just talk a bit more generally about stuff. Thank you so much, everyone who has been supportive of this. It's such a silly, ludicrous idea, and I'm amazed at how well people have responded to it, how many of the guest people I wanted have said yes to it. I'm kind of amazed by the art and the production value that Zach and Unbound have been able to bring to this project, and I'm just amazed that I get a chance to do something that I've always wanted to do, which is just be a bit serious and silly about games. And, you know, gaming critique is all too often very self-serious, and I'm really enjoying the opportunity to just have a bit of fun with my critique linguistic skills. Years of knowledge built up about video games that I can go, yeah, you know what? Let's have some fun with this. Right, let's have a look back at the chat. Crazy Girl Epic, it certainly sounds interesting. I still need to buy Ashen's book, though, and Guru Larry's. Okay, I am in Ashen's book, so you should buy Ashen's book, Attack of the Flickering Skeletons, because I'm in that. I wrote some words about a terrible Barbie game. Ashen's is also in my book, because we did a bit of a switcheroo, because he wrote for mine, so I'm writing for his. And no, I wrote for his, he's writing for mine, whichever. Are there butt reviews that you're really proud of in the book? Surprisingly, yeah. Like, there's actually some of my favourite video game critique is in this stupid book. There are some characters that I think I've written really heartfelt stuff about through the lens of the butt. Like, it's given me an opportunity to write about a lot of characters that I wouldn't have 1,000 words to write a whole article about, but like 300 words about, sure, I can write 300 heartwarming words about a character that I kind of tie into their butt. What's the most interesting fact you've learned while doing research for this book? Oh, I don't know. Today, I've already mentioned this on the stream, but today I found out some very interesting facts about detachable lizard tails that I didn't know. Did you know if a certain species of lizard is able to detach its tail to escape predators, the tail continues to wriggle for a while to convince the predator that they still have the prey? That's a thing I learned. Find out how that applies to Mario 64 by buying the book. Best Pokemon butt, and that is being asked by Tricky Builder. I've got a couple of Pokemon butts in here. Pokemon butts actually pop up a couple of times in this book. I'm not going to confirm names, but there is a Pokemon whose butt is integral to keeping them alive. There is a Pokemon with multiple butts on all sides of its body, so no matter what side you view it from, you can see butts. There is a Pokemon that can have any butt it wants to have. Those are some interesting Pokemon butts. What will you do if this gets to the #1 bestsellers and you get invited on the news? Don't see that happening. Like right now, I'm focusing on like, can I get enough sales that this book like exists for the people who buy it? I'm not expecting this to be some big breakout hit. Honestly, like I think there's a better chance of my memoir becoming bigger than this. Like, the memoir is at a more affordable price point, and it's less of a niche thing. It's probably going to be easier to promote the memoir.